King Charles and Queen Camilla embrace Japanese royals as they bid an affectionate farewell. The King and Queen bid an affectionate farewell to the Emperor and Empress of Japan at Buckingham Palace this morning on the final day of the official state visit program. Their Majesties shook the hands of the British and Japanese delegations inside the 1844 room, before walking to the grand entrance to say their final goodbyes. King Charles and Emperor Naruhito chatted warmly with ripples of laughter, the King occasionally patting the Emperor on the arm. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Queen Camilla and Empress Masako spoke with equal ease, with the Empress kissing the Queen on both cheeks. Before the end of the prolonged farewell, which lasted around 2.5 minutes, their Majesties moved to the State Bentley for further chit-chat. Camilla shook the Emperor's hand and, holding his grip, said, "Goodbye, it's been so lovely to have you here." The Empress then again kissed Queen Camilla on both cheeks, followed by King Charles. Meanwhile Charles gave Emperor Naruhito a firm handshake. The affectionate display was a sweet show of support to the Empress, who took time out of the royal visit yesterday. Palace aides said the long farewell reflected the genuinely warm relationship between the King and the Emperor. Queen Camilla looked elegant for the occasion in a royal blue long-sleeved dress with a stunning butterfly brooch to accessorize. And the Empress was also dressed for the formality of the occasion in a light pink suit and matching heels. The Emperor and Empress waved from the car as they left the palace, and Camilla put a supportive hand on her husband's back as they went back inside. While it is the last time King Charles and Queen Camilla will be formally involved in the visit, the Emperor and Empress will continue with engagements in London today and have a private program in Oxford tomorrow. After the farewell, the Emperor and Empress set off to the Young V&A, part of the V&A family of museums dedicated to the power of creativity around the world, where the museum's Japan, Myths to Manga exhibition is currently on display. The Emperor will then privately visit St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, to lay a wreath on the tomb of Queen Elizabeth II, in the King George VI Chapel. The Garter banners of the current members of the Order of the Garter, including the banner belonging to Emperor Naruhito's father, Emperor Emeritus Akihito, are displayed in the choir of St. George's Chapel. Later this afternoon the Emperor will also tour the historic Temperate House at the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew. The Millennium Seed Bank, coordinated by Kew, is the world's largest collection of over 2.4 billion wild plant seeds spanning 97 countries, preserving Japanese and international biodiversity. Bronze bonsai sculptures by artist Mark Quinn are currently displayed in the Temperate House, surrounded by a display of bonsai trees from Kew's collection. Tomorrow, on their final day in the UK, the Emperor and Empress of Japan will visit Oxford for a private program of engagements including a visit to the colleges where their Majesties studied. The King and the Emperor socialized when the Japanese monarch studied at Oxford University in the 1980s, with the two men enjoying opera and fly fishing together. Charles hosted a state banquet for his guests on Tuesday evening, and in a speech praised the close bond between the UK and Japan, and told the Emperor their shared values of freedom, democracy and the rule of law were more important than ever. The initial invitation for the Emperor to make a state visit to the UK was made by the late Queen, but the trip was postponed due to the COVID pandemic and Elizabeth died in September 2022. On Wednesday, Emperor Naruhito was joined by Prince Edward for a glitzy hall banquet hosted by the Lord Mayor, while his wife took time out. The Empress, who has previously been dubbed a reluctant royal among the Japanese elite, did not attend the dinner as she has taken some time to rest. The so-called broken butterfly, as she has previously been dubbed by Japanese media, is known to have a complicated relationship with royal life and also suffers from bouts of ill health. During the event, the Lord Mayor recognized the relationship between the city, the UK and Japan, following Minelli's recent visit to Tokyo where he discussed asset management and green finance. It followed an official state banquet the night before at Buckingham Palace, where the Japanese royals were officially welcomed to the UK in style. King Charles and Queen Camilla threw the glittering party for the royal couple after uncertainty over whether the visit would go ahead at all, partly due to next week's general election. But after behind-the-scenes negotiations to pare down some more political elements of the visit, it got the go-ahead with pomp, pageantry, and jokes about Pokémon characters. There, Camilla showed off the king's new family order for the first time, painted on plastic instead of ivory. The tradition, which dates back to the 19th century, normally features a portrait of the monarch surrounded by diamonds and suspended from a silk bow. Charles, 75, ditched ivory in favor of having his portrait painted, in oil by miniaturist Elizabeth Meek, on synthetic polyamine. Camilla wore her new family order, along with the one she was given by the late Queen Elizabeth, on a cream silk crepe embroidered dress by Fiona Clare. The banquet at Buckingham Palace also brought humor, as the king made light-hearted references to the popular Japanese cartoon characters for children, Hello Kitty and Pokémon. Reminiscing about the times he has been fly fishing with the Emperor, he joked, "I am only sorry to report that I haven't had any better luck with more recent attempts at fishing. The Pokémon phrase 'gotta catch 'em all' may resonate with my grandchildren, but for me it is perhaps aspirational."